Hello reformers and welcome back to Gekokujo 3.1. Now when we left off we had just attempted to take a castle from the Nambu clan, and as you saw in the previous episode we were a little bit not able to. But this is a little bit different. Now what I've done is I have returned and taken it again, as you can see, and now we're defending it once again against the same vassals that actually took us on beforehand. So we're going to try our very best at dealing with them. Obviously I'm going to be a little bit more careful this time when it comes to, how I'm actually, attacking them. I'm actually going to use my pike a little bit because I think that might make more sense. I mean, as you can see here, it's actually dealing some pretty decent damage, and I'm able to keep myself out of the fray a little bit more than, I would with the other weapons. So I'm going to try and just use it, as best I can. Yes, I'm not very good with it, as you can probably see, so I'm just going to get a little bit more used to it. I'm very much not used to being this close to the enemy, so obviously that's a bit of a problem. But other than that, I think, yeah, we're just gonna try our best, aren't we? We're just gonna try our absolute best, see what we can do here. I'm a bit worried about this, to be honest. I am actually a bit worried. Okay, I guess I'm going to get out my bow. Main reason I don't use my bow is because I don't really want to get shot. And in the previous defense, which there actually just happened, I didn't really feel like showing the first defense, so I decided, hey, you know what, I'm just going to skip that. But in the first defense, I was standing there shooting away, and then I got shot for 62 damage, and I was just like, oh, that's pretty bad, isn't it? Yeah, that was pretty damaging. So that's primarily the reason. I mean, I can move, obviously, but in general, if you're going to die from an archer, then you're most likely going to die no matter what. So, gonna have to be a little bit careful about this. I could continue shooting, obviously, but that's, again, a little bit risky in my opinion. Maybe this is more risky. It probably is. It probably is to, be in melee, a little bit more risky than the other thing, but I don't know. I kind of just like the melee fighting a lot more, and considering I'm not going to go into first person that often, considering the view is consistently blocked, because obviously it's, it's historically accurate the way the Japanese fire archers? No, fire bows and things. I mean, look, I can go there, but then it's just like, oh, but then I can't see for a little bit, and then it's kind of annoying, but oh well, never mind. I suppose I can just kind of feel the force and try and shoot through it. As you can see, I'm actually dealing a little bit more damage as a result, because I'm able to get headshots now. Because, beforehand it's a little bit difficult to get headshots, especially when you're in third person. I mean, I actually used to be able to, all the way back in the original Barney series, I think I actually used to be able to get headshots in third person as well, so maybe that's just me, but yeah, am I gonna die? Yes, I am gonna die. Oh well, that's fine. That's actually okay. I'm actually kind of surprised that these guys did not help me at all. It's a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit weird that they didn't help me, but okay. I suppose that's just how it's going to be. And it seems like we have succeeded. Seems like we have succeeded. Although, there is a person underneath the bridge. Yeah, there is a person underneath the bridge. So that's going to make things much more difficult than they have to be. And I'm going to assume that they're going to try and just not even... are you really? I'm going to have to retreat. Enemies 1. Yes, against 1 enemy. Okay, well, let's hope that we have archers capable of being so accurate that they will just be able to kill the guy instantly without him getting stuck underneath the bridge. That's the only thing that I would say about Gekokujo that is a little bit irritating. I wouldn't even say it's irritating, it's a minor inconvenience, really. It's a minor inconvenience, and it's really not something that I need to complain about, to be honest, because the mod in general is just so solid that how can you fault it? You can't fault it with anything else. I mean, that's literally the only thing, and it's only because of the amazing environments and things like that that is even a problem. So anyway, there you go. We actually did survive, apparently, the second time. They were obviously quite injured from the previous time that we were, dealing damage to them, and I took the castle extremely easily. They had about 60-70 units in there, really easy to steamroll them. I actually have a pretty decent amount of Umayumis in a stockpile, so that's the reason why you may have saw, a couple getting kills there. I had about another 15 or so, so I got those out of the garrison, and then I actually have a huge amount of monk warriors, I think, as well, and I just got a bunch of those too. So yeah, I have about 70 left, I think. I have about 70 in the garrison, so that's pretty insane. Anyway, are we going to be taking this guy prisoner? I think we're going to take him prisoner, yeah. We're going to actually take as many people prisoner as possible, because this will give us relations with other clans, and the only clan that it will reduce it with is the Nanbu clan, and we're going to make so much money. Oh yeah. We're going to make so much money from this, which is going to be really, really nice. So, yeah, I guess I'm just going to take a random amount of things, and, oh, yeah, I think it's actually not as good as what I have. Well, that's a real shame. I was actually thinking to myself, oh, yes, it's a much better... no, it's not a much better piece of armor. So, yeah, I'm actually going to take this horse because it might be... Oh, wait a minute. Should I actually just... I'm just going to put this in here. I don't think anyone can actually use that. Can they? Oh, it seems like someone can. Oh, amazing. So it seems like someone has equipped themselves with a horse. So I suppose that's relatively good, isn't it? I've just done it again, just in case they wanted to swap something out. I'm going to take these pieces of loot, going to sell those at Kubota. That's the only town nearby that can actually accept things. And as you can see, we do also have a bunch of people in there, because I deferred appointment of a lord once again. But there you go. We actually did succeed. So I suppose the best thing we can do is just wait here for some time and see if any other lords want to attack us, which they do, of course. Yes, they do, of course, want to do that, which is absolutely fine. I actually have no problem with them attacking us. The one problem I do have is if they absolutely just overwhelm us, and yeah, that would be a pretty big problem. Now, I'm a little bit... I don't know what to do, really, with the enemy vassals, because, well, what's the best thing to do nowadays? Because way back when I was doing the Gekokujo series, the original one, I kept all of the vassals in prisons, and I decided to basically just subjugate them as much as possible, basically just keep them, you know, immobile, so that they would be able to do absolutely nothing for their own faction. And maybe that's the way to go, you know, because if you have the opportunity to take them prisoners, so then maybe it's a good idea to just keep them in your prison towers and so on and so forth. Because obviously then they have a very, very low chance of escaping, and that makes much more sense, perhaps, than actually accepting ransoms. That's the thing. If you see me accept a ransom, then obviously it's just because we're really, really low on money. And we are pretty low on money, so I'm a bit worried about actually, you know, doing anything in regards to the prisoners, because if I keep them, then I lose honor, which is not very good. And if I don't, and if I, you know, just let them go, then obviously, you know, we're going to be having to face that vassal again and again and again, and that's not going to be very nice either, as we headshot the Lord himself. Oh, very nice. Very nice hit right there. Okay, come on now. Just kill them. Kill them all. Yes. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to get out my bow real quick and try and shoot a couple that come across the bridge. Sounds like a good plan to me. Let's see if we can get a couple of headshots, maybe just a couple of body shots. There's a nice headshot on that mounted officer, very nice. And we almost got hit by that huge spear. Did you see that? Yeah, so I'm just wondering what the best strategy is in regards to vassals, because obviously I've gone over all of the points, really. I mean, if you let them go, then obviously you have to deal with them, but then you also have the sort of benefit of gaining extra cash, and if we don't have any cash, then we won't be able to pay our units. You know, we won't be able to pay their wages, and they'll leave, and it will be absolutely terrible, because obviously we won't be able to upgrade any of our units that are leveling up either, so that's also absolutely terrible. So maybe we're gonna have to balance that. I think we're going to have to balance it and be a little bit more balanced with our decision making, because we can't just be like, okay, I'm going to, you know, ransom all of these, or I'm going to, you know, keep all of these. You know, you can't just say that in a blanket statement. You're going to have to specify in terms of which vassal is more valuable than another, and I think that's really, really good. So yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to have to see what we can do about that, I guess. I mean, it's just kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult because when you want money, which is what we do, but when you also want to be able to take territory without having any problems, because obviously if we actually... Oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking right here. My wheels have finally started turning. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, but anyway, point is, maybe what would be a good idea is for us to take all of them prisoner, as many as we can get, refuse all of their ransoms until we have decided to take their last fief. Because I would very much like to take their town next, if at all possible. I think their town would be an absolutely fantastic prospect. But there you go, we actually just, killed him. He unfortunately did escape, which is a bit of a shame, but, well, what can you do? Sometimes that just happens, but yeah. I think what we're going to do is we're going to just try to keep everyone we can until we have taken the town. And then we can start just consistently taking the prisoner, ransoming them, taking the prisoner, ransoming them, and that might be a way to get repeat amounts of money. So we can maybe do a little bit better in terms of how much cash we have, because we have about 6,000 in the treasury right now, and I have about 2,000 on myself. So that's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great, but we are losing money every single week, so we need to be a little bit careful about that. So as you can see, we can appoint a prominent samurai. Thank you very much. And then we will be able to continue onward. So who's that? Lord Kita. He's already come back. Yeah, as I said in the previous episode as well, the campaign AI. The campaign AI is a very big bone of contention for me. I personally do not like campaign AI that much. I personally feel like it is... it just feels overrated to me, because it's going to mean that the vassals will continually come back a mere few days after they have been defeated. And in general, that's maybe a really, really good way to go about it. I'm actually gonna take this. What I'm gonna do is I'm not going to accept any offers below 2,000, and anything above it I will accept. So we're just gonna go with a little bit of compromise there as well. But yeah, the point is that I've said everything I have to say. I'm pretty sure about campaign AI. I know that you know that I know that you know that. Yes, anyway, that the campaign AI is something that doesn't really get on with me. I don't really like it. So yeah, it might seem that I'm going to be reducing that or something, because do you guys really want to have this? You know what I mean? I'm actually gesturing in real life right here, and I'm just like, do you really want this? And I'm pointing at the screen, and then it's just like, do you really want that? Do you really want this siege to go on forever? Because basically that's what's going to happen. If we have all the vassals, constantly respawning, and obviously if we're letting them go, which obviously is what we're doing because we want the money, but the point is that, if we keep letting them go, then they're going to keep coming with full armies. They're going to continually come with 150 units every single time, and that's a very, very frustrating turn of events and a pretty bad situation to be in. So what we're going to try and do is I'm going to reduce that. I'm going to reduce the campaign AI before the next episode, and we're going to see if that makes a bit of a difference, because starting your own faction, you need a little bit of help, not too much. But you'd like it to be a little bit realistic. I mean, this is... I personally don't know whether this is realistic, to be honest. I mean, I don't think that they would be able to acquire an army in about 3 days. Do you think so? I mean, do you think one of those great generals from all those years ago would have been able to be like, oh, I've just been defeated at this place, and now I'm going to go back to my home city and retrieve another 200 units, another 200 men. And that's just... It doesn't seem realistic to me, so I'm probably... Oh my, I'm probably gonna die, actually. I'm probably gonna die here. Yeah, let's just try and avoid... Ooh, very nice hit right there. Oh yes, that was a really nice hit from us there. Good job, Bruce. Good job. Okay, so yeah. Otherwise, I think that's much more realistic to sort of take it a little bit differently there. And just, adapt the game to our liking, because technically the game is a sandbox, and... that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. It's not the fact that it's medieval, it's not the fact that it's a simulation or anything, it's the fact that it's a sandbox game. And it being a sandbox game means that you can basically play it however you wish, and that's really cool, because everyone has different tastes, and well, it caters to a whole wide variety of different tastes, because obviously you do have, you know, different mods to install, and you know, some people don't like Japan, you know, some people don't like Japan, they don't want to play in, you know, Gekokujo, but some people like a sort of low fantasy world, so they'll choose Purisno or Pendor or something like that, and I think that's really cool. I think that is really cool. That is the cool thing about it, in my opinion, and I personally feel like this kind of sandbox formula can work in any setting. It can work in a sci-fi setting, medieval setting, Renaissance, obviously, and, you know, just in general. It can work in a modern-day setting, I think. Maybe, maybe not. I think we'd prefer to stay away from the modern day, don't you think? Yeah, probably. Anyway, let's take him prisoner. Oh, yes, we're going to take him prisoner yet again. He's not very happy with us, is he? No, not at all. Okay, so let's let our people just take whatever they want, and then we're just going to take those. Oh, yeah, we're getting some nice money right here, and all of our companions are leveling up super nicely. Look at this. Look at that. That is really, really good. Okay, well, anyway, that's a bit of a shorter episode, but I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.